Thank you for your interest in the Montco Pikes plan. The purpose of this presentation is to provide you with a brief overview of the project, including the background, scope, and schedule. The presentation will also highlight ways you can provide input now and throughout the 18-month planning process. We'll start by taking a look back. In the late 1700s and early 1800s, private companies began paving cart paths and building toll roads in southeastern Pennsylvania and reaching into then rural Montgomery County. The toll roads, or turnpikes, provided a smoother surface for travel and played a vital role in connecting farms with cities and facilitating the movement of goods. While many of the toll roads are now free and the landscape in the county changed dramatically, these, quote, pikes continue to be critical spines in Montgomery County's transportation network. Today, Montgomery County owns over 75 miles of roadway throughout the county, many of which date to colonial times and began as private turnpikes. This new Montco Pikes project will take a closer look at 6 main corridors to ensure these roadways will support 21st century lifestyles. This project will study Easton Road, Butler Pike, Germantown Pike, Sumneytown Pike, Jerryville Pike, and Swamp Pike to establish an overall vision for the future of each roadway. Additional design and engineering will be required before any improvements can be constructed, and improvements will likely be implemented in a phased approach over time, based on the needs and available resources. The Montco Pikes project is an important first step in planning for the future transportation needs along these county corridors. Montco 2040, the county's comprehensive plan, identifies improving county-owned roads and bridges as a priority to support a modern, resilient, green, and energy-efficient infrastructure network. The plan calls for modernizing the county's system of roads and bridges and developing a program for roadway repaving and rehabilitation. Investments in the county's transportation infrastructure support the Montco 2040 themes of connected communities, sustainable places, and vibrant economy. In addition to Montco 2040, the county completed the Walk Montco and Bike Montco plans with the goal of expanding transportation options for county residents and workers by making it safer and more convenient to walk and bike for both transportation and recreation. Building upon the previous plans, the Montgomery County Planning Commission initiated development of the Montco Pikes plan for 42 miles of county-owned roads. The purpose of the project is to create a vision and plan for upgrading 6 selected county-owned arterials, including segments of Germantown Pike, Sumneytown Pike, Butler Pike, Easton Road, Swamp Pike, and Jerryville Pike. The vision for each corridor will reflect how the roadways can be improved to support future traffic and transportation needs of all users. It will provide guidance for where additional traffic lanes, sidewalks, bike lanes, and other types of improvements might be appropriate. The plan will be used by the county, municipalities, developers, and other partners to guide future improvements on the selected county-owned arterial roadways. Having a coordinated plan and consistent vision will ensure that these pikes will continue to serve the needs of Montgomery County residents, workers, and visitors for years to come. The scope for the project includes 4 phases. First is the evaluation of existing conditions. The project team will be analyzing what and where problems exist on each corridor today. This phase includes reviewing previous plans, developing base maps, conducting a field visit, and evaluating available traffic and safety data. Second, we will evaluate future needs. The project team will be analyzing what are the future transportation needs or demands on each corridor. This phase includes evaluating future traffic projections and multimodal needs. Based on the existing conditions, future needs, and public input, the project team will develop a vision for each corridor and identify improvements that are both feasible and desirable. The vision for each corridor will be depicted with typical sections that show the travel lane configurations, along with bicycle or pedestrian facilities. The findings will be summarized in a draft and final report, which will outline strategies to implement the vision and desired improvements. During each phase, we will be soliciting and using public input to shape the plan. We kicked off the project in June 2020 and are in the midst of evaluating existing conditions. Later this fall, we will focus on future needs. The draft vision and improvements will be developed next spring, and the project will wrap up with a draft and final report by the end of 2021. So if you walk, drive, bike, live, or work near one of the 6 Montco Pike corridors, we want to hear from you. There is a project webpage on the county's website that provides a brief overview of the project. In the coming months, this is where draft materials will be made available for your review. Also on the project website, you will find a link to the online community engagement platform known as MindMixer. On this interactive website, you will be able to respond to a variety of topics or questions and provide input throughout the planning process. We encourage you to visit the site today and check back for new topics posted during each phase of the project. Right now, on the MindMixer page, we are asking for your help in identifying key issues or problems along the corridors. Where do you encounter congestion? Where do you feel unsafe walking, biking, or crossing one of the corridors? Where is speeding an issue? The first time you visit the MindMixer site, you will be asked to log in using an existing Facebook, Google, or LinkedIn account, or by creating a separate MindMixer account. By logging into the MindMixer page, you will be able to post comments and receive notices when new information and topics are posted. Once you are logged in, use the interactive map to zoom to a location along one of the corridors, pin the location, and document your concern with a written comment. This information will help the project team identify where key issues are that should be considered and addressed in the Montco Pikes plan. While we encourage you to use the MindMixer platform, you can submit general questions and comments about the project via email to Matt Edmond, Section Chief of Transportation Planning at the Montgomery County Planning Commission. Thank you for your time, and we look forward to receiving your input and working with you and other community members to develop a vision and plan for these 6 important Montgomery County roadways.